はいじゃあ今度配信じゃないやコラまでやる予定のねゲームロケハンしようと思うんですけどちょっと撮ったらこれ全然こんなみたいなゲームなんですけどめちゃくちゃ重いんですよねこれちょっと OBS と一緒にはできそうになかったのでだいぶ画質を落としてますけどはいやっていきましょうストーリーモードねストーリーもクソもあるんかいなって感じですけどねこれいや撮れてるかなだいぶ画質を落としたんですけどチュートリアルですね左に行けと右ね赤いやろこの見た目もチンコやんどう見てもチンコやんもうなんで顔かぶってんのよなんでわかったのよ
John woke to the shrill cry of his alarm clock and lay there, rigid, his usual morning condition. But there was another reason John couldn't get out of bed. It was the weight. A weight that had nothing to do with his muscles or fat or sweaty blankets.
もう朝なのにふにゃふにゃじゃない朝ぐらい硬くなりなさいよ男なんだからもうティッシュしかないじゃないもうこの部屋
John needed to shower and wash off the sweaty state of desperate sadness.
はいちゃんと皮むいて洗ってそこが一番汚いんだからこのゲーム服なのそれめっちゃ着ちゃった
John had 3 months until the reunion to turn his life around. First, he needed to clean up.
皿洗い虫汚いわねこれ洗えばいいのねあこれ食洗機でしょあ大丈夫まだもう1枚あるあええんかいなんでやねん
John suddenly realized the time. Distracted by his new drive to improve his life, he had become late. He needed to hurry, or he'd miss the bus to work.
John called it his study, but it was basically for games and porn. Mostly porn.
あ吹いたふにゃふにゃのまま吹いた邪魔引っかかってるよ
John had left his apartment late,
かぶってんだけど
but if he caught the express bus, he might make it to work on time. John didn't really like his job, but it had 2 qualities in its favor. 1, he could pay his rent, and 2, Barbara. Currently John's top candidate for his reunion date. John noticed a moderately attractive peen waiting at the stop. He tried to start a conversation and did not get the reaction he'd hoped for. It was probably because he was a minimum
騙
teen.
せだよ。
She could probably sense it.
いやー、惹かれた。
The office hummed with cold
またサー
fluorescent
バーあるよ、ほ
lighting.
ら。
The air was
Mama.
cold and stale,
あ、こっちこっちか。
lifeless. How long had John worked here? Long enough to deserve better.
ウォシュレット。ちょっとね、英語あんまり得意じゃないのよ。
Predictably, he chose the direct route.
多少はわかるんですけどね、あんまり。海外旅行でね、マクド行った時にチーズバーガーのセット頼んだんですけどね。本来やったらチーズバーガーとポテトと、まあお茶が来るはずだったんですけど、なんか頼み方間違えたのか、チーズバーガーとポテトの L が2つとコーラの L とお茶の L が来たんですよね。もうコーラの L の時点で無理なんですよ、私も。まあでも残すの嫌いなんで頑張って食べましたけどね。う
John
わ
was
ー、流れ
nearly
込んでくる。
trampled
あ、
by the morning coffee rush.
そうだからね、英語はあんまりね。
Everyone else was hard at work,
いやもうみんな働いてるじゃ
grinding
ない。
away. John might actually get away with this.
あ、皮かぶってんのいた。ちょっとシワシワだね。
He homed in on John, deluging
Oh,
him with
怒られてる。
spit
逃げよう。
and buzzwords.
知りませ
The
ん。
boss ran out of synonyms for John's failings and gave him an ultimatum. Barbara would definitely not be interested in dating John if he was unemployed. He had to get to the quality assurance department.
あれ、何が起きた。ああ、飛んでった。まあボタンを押しましょう。
There might be a faulty builder just waiting to cost the company millions in lawsuits. John would have to test them all. Every atom of John's rectum began to vibrate with the frequencies of pure pleasure. His orifice was a paradise. This vibrator would end all wars. It was good.
これがなんだっけ。今の英語聞いたことあるな、なんか。まあでも多分怒られてここに来たんだけど、
That one was good too.
この人にとってはいいところだったみたいな感じ。
The prostate pounder X900 series?
じゃあどんどん
The
遊びましょ
most
う。
advanced vibrator on the market. Sweet mother of no,
Ah, you see-
John, that's too much pleasure for one anus to handle.
ナレーションがまた面白いね、これ。ちょっと爆発した。そこにサボテン置いたら危ないよ。ああ、もうめっちゃくちゃ。ああ、ストーリーが読めないんですけど怪我してる。
John,
なお直せ。
but his heart was. If that vibe had gotten out into the world, it could have
Kuchi
injured
じゃないの、
the
それ。
customer as badly as it had ravaged his anus.
結局なのそれ。バンドエイドあれ。
The boss
来ちゃったよ、ボス。
arrived and congratulated John on taking one for the team, like lack of talent, lateness, and flatulence.
ほら、あ、消えた。なんか出た。
John's new office smelt like polished wood and success.
自分のスペースを作れ。どういうこと？
Sam dropped by. He'd heard John had been hurt. John said he was fine. He wasn't a softie to complain about a mildly ruptured
え、
rectum.
どういうこと？
Besides, he had a promotion to celebrate. John had met Sam in college during a
唐
sports
突なサッ
game.
カー。
He'd given him some stiff competition.
負けへんぞ。どっちが自分のゴールやねんな。操作性悪い。
Not stiff enough. For Sam, he had a reunion to
後
prepare
輩の
for.
バーバラ。
He was going out
Barbara
with Barbara
Tinani.
tonight. He just had to ask her. Everyone was quiet, listening to the presentation. A good moment for John to ask Barbara out.
てかなんで私ばっかりかぶっ
That's
てん
not
のよこれ。
Barbara,
なんで
John.
みんなズル向けなの？手術してんの？ほら働け。
Barbara agreed. Well, she nodded. Sort of.
Things were really going John's way.
どういう状況よもう。
John tried to act
Doesn't
as
know.
suave as possible
Tate.
and listen to Barbara
Tate,
talk
Agaranda.
business. He didn't want to blow his chances at long-term love and short-term sex.
食べた。
Barbara began to talk about monthly feedback figures, and John
友達の分も
started
食べ
to
ちゃっ
zone
たけど。
out, imagining him and Barbara at the reunion, a power couple. She would make
Focus
his
on something.
classmates sick with envy. If he could get her to tone down the boring
飲
chatter.
食店にいていい見た目じゃない
John's
わよね
balls
これ。
were gripped by certainty. Barbara was the perfect date for the reunion. John thought he would impress Barbara by going behind the bar and showing the bartender a thing or two. Despite Barbara's protests that it was unnecessary, John knew that a true gentleman should follow her home. He was excited. There was still
この
3
人が
months
バーバラさん？
until the reunion, and he'd already landed his perfect date.
バーバラホームに行くのね。お邪魔します。
Barbara
Hold on.
thanked John for the evening
Stay so
and
deep.
politely did not invite him inside for coffee
社長
or
シー
sex,
ル
even
ティ
though
ール。
John had dropped some pretty obvious hints he'd be into
Diana.
both, or
Sheila.
just the sex. The door
Diana
slammed on
Tinani.
John's hopes. He didn't understand. He'd laughed at all Barbara's
Ah.
pie chart jokes. He'd listened to her boring stories.
食べた？
The blank eyes of the lone flamingos were witnesses to John's shame.
バーバラさん。あれ？バーバラさん。放り出されちゃった。リンゴ食べましょう。裏口から入れへんのかい。
John began the lonely
Ah,
walk
tonda.
home. Thoughts tumbled. A new day, a new John.
ベルから汁
He
が出て
waited
るじゃない
outside
の。
his local buttload store for it to open, eager to spend his promotion bonus on stuff. The
テナーサック
best
ス
way
です
to
ね。
impress women.
テナーだとつば抜きはないからね。カーブのとこにめちゃくちゃ溜まりますよこの汁が。チンコ汁が。この人たちの人体構造がよくわからへんのやけど。入っていいのこれ。あ、引っかかる。頭が引っかかるのよ。頭からいけば。あかんやん。 無理やないこれ。あ、怒られてもうた。いちいち音が汚いのよ。最低。なんやねんこのゲーム、ほんなにもう。いけた。
Suddenly it occurred to John that he was going to make a lot of choices. And every one of those choices would tell the world who he was.
もらうで。
Delicious. Also delicious. How could John decide?
また来た。食べ尽くしたろやないか。
Just so Moorish. John was excited. Delilah was on her way. He just needed to set the mood to romance.
ロマンスムードにしろって。あ、彼女が来るの？じゃあミュージックね。キャンドル余っちゃった。マッチ拾われせんや。キッズで火を灯すな。消えちゃった。ガッチャロージーズ。
John hoped she didn't have allergies. That must be Delilah at the door. He assumed it was because she was shy too. They really were compatible. Of course, at the reunion, he couldn't mention Delilah was a shaft in the machine. A lonely piston pumping away like all the others in his rigid body. Begone, boxes! Or he'd look ridiculous.
狭っ。てか前の
When
人。
the acceleration of takeoff had slackened, John felt a
皮かぶっ
sweet
て
relief.
るけどでっ
He
か
had left his worries on the runway. He was up in the clouds, on his way to adventure.
最悪やん。隣生えたかってるし。どういうことですか？誰か説明してください。わかんないよ、私も。何ゲームこれ。ちょっといい雰囲気出してんじゃないわよ、のくせに。いやー、気持ち悪い。めっちゃ唾飛ばしたけど、いやー、引かれたー。
They really were indestructible. It was Sam calling.
わけわからない。もうええわ。なんやねん。